Hey everybody, we're back for hour 2 of the Bloodletters. We just had some exciting Congress.
Exciting Congress.
And
Exciting
now,
Congress. A little political humor for you there.
yeah.
Right
I
here in
was-
election season.
Yeah.
One day
I
away.
don't know about y'all, but on my break, I just listened to Turn Down for What 3 times. So I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready to play.
Method again, just method.
Yeah.
Deep method.
Yep.
Canter. Okay, who else has a downtime action that may resolve at the party, or do you guys want to go to the bleary, gray, muted twilight morning of Duskwall?
All my shit is like longer term because I don't, my vice is an external, like I don't get wasted, so I gotta like work on all my fucking pies. I gotta choose the pies and then work on them. So
Yeah, I think
Time
all
to
my
make
other
the
downtime
pies.
yeah.
All my other downtime actions are not something I can do that night. I can't get a 3 for like I did last time.
No. Yeah, I think we can just cut ahead then. That's fine. Oh wait, nope. There is one moment that I want to ask Strauss about. So deep in the witching hour, you hear the tattoo needle buzzing from your little private studio. There's a phonograph cylinder playing, and people have wandered off into various rooms of the manor that you really didn't want people doing, but they're doing it anyway.
I do play some referee now and again. Like if there's someone's passed out, when they wake up in the morning, they'll have a little note and some money next to it that basically tells them like what glasses I expect them to pick up for the next day and stuff like that.
Oh shit! Okay.
For the most part, I let everyone For the most part, I let everyone kind of like have their good times, but like if they go someplace that I really don't want, I mean, they can't open Satara's chamber or my chamber because they're not here.
Right. But so you,
if they're in some dangerous place, I'll either suggest casually someplace they could go, or
every single shred of coolness that you gained by even being at the party, you would completely eradicate by leaving notes and like bills on people.
Well, it's like Cyclops wakes up and it says, I need these many glasses, I need this many things, and there's just a roll of bills.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not making them pay for them, you just want them to...
No. It's just, he needs to
It's
go
still super nerdy, though. Okay, like, awesome. That's good.
Hella dork.
But here's the moment, before we go to the next morning, here's the moment I want to know about. So, at some point in the deep of the night, in Oscar's bedroom, there's a tiny knock at the door. And it's Cricket, and she's whacked out on Lotus or something. She's obviously having visions and is like dealing with Skurlock Manor in some metaphysical way, and she's into you, but she's not into you romantically in any way. She's into you because she thinks what you're into is the coolest thing. And she's
also a nerd.
She's a super nerd and a weirdo, and like deals with people. She's social, but like bad and weird at it, and you're like kind of quiet. But yeah, she's not having a bad trip because of the drug. She's having a bad trip because she took acid in Skurlock Manor, and it's gonna go real wrong for her over the next few hours. She's gonna fall into some nightmare hellscape of the family curse and all of that, or who knows. And it's just starting to hit her, so she's like come to your room to like for help, essentially. And you can see it in her face when you open the door. She's just like not even seeing you. She's seeing your great grandfather or something. How do you like, we don't need to play a whole scene necessarily, but like how does Oscar like deal with her?
On one hand, I do have my traumas. On the other hand, I do have like, I do actually care about the gang. They're not just peons that I let die because I don't care about them.
Oh, and we should. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but we should
No.
say that with the gang advance, you guys chose your advancement items. Yes.
Oh yes, we'll talk about that in a second. If that's
So
okay.
I that's fine, but I'm just maybe that has something to do with this situation, possibly.
I think definitely. So I don't know. Is there anything I can do about this other than just watch her suffer?
I don't know. You're the arcane expert. What do you?
Oh,
what do you-
excellent. In which case, I guess I lead her in and I sit her down like, and I'm gonna take her through some like very basic like rudimentary steps and exercises, because like there are obviously protocols for cults and like whisper groups to work together. So essentially, what I'm gonna try and do is take on like a portion of the nightmare. Or oh no, wait, shit! I can do this. This is a group action. I can protect her. I can just take this shit onto me and then like resist it myself because I have like iron fucking willpower.
yeah, you can do that totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to do that.
So she
That's-
won't
that's-
even have a bad excuse me. She won't
Yeah.
have a bad experience. You will have a.
The name of tonight's episode is White Knight, Black Magic.
Cancer,
Nice.
I'm gonna need you here soon, and you'll understand why in a bit. But yeah, no, I think that no, yeah, I think I just I help her out, and I'll basically like step her through the whole like sharing perceptions and like, you know, using like attune combined so that I can like essentially step in and take it from her. And so yeah, I think that probably how that scene resolves is, you know, you like see Oscar like with nightmares and like things moving about him, and he just does that like firm, calm face that he does when he's usually dealing with like crazy mystic shit getting thrown at him. But if we smash cut to the future, you know how like people wake up with like little notes on them and dollar bills, like I mentioned, all over, like, and like some of the shit's swept up, and then like somebody gets like take out the trash.
Mhm.
So like when she wakes up, she's probably in Oscar's bed, and there's like a glass of water next to her, and like and he's gone doing his crazy mystic juju. But that's probably the end of it. He just makes sure that she's okay and she gets to sleep properly, and you know, she like sleeps off the trip, and he doesn't have to keep like dealing with this nonsense.
Cool. So you're gonna make a resistance roll.
Yeah, I would have to. Let's see how this goes.
Sounds
Come
like
on.
you're rolling resolve.
I think I am.
Well.
You totally got this. Just-
Mystic resolve, zero stress.
As usual,
Yeah.
Oscar is bulletproof when it comes to resolve. Look at those other
You
dice,
don't
though.
have to.
Whew.
Yeah.
Those other dice
Oh,
were like,
come on.
trauma. Nope.
Yeah, nothing.
So yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like yeah, you've done this before. The haunted past of Skurlock Manor is well known to you, and you don't bring RC into its dark power and mystery. Or, sorry, Cricket.
Yeah.
Instead, you just let her have a not good night's sleep and deal with it yourself.
But it probably will lead into what happens.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think she's gonna like leave it at that necessarily, but you're about to follow up, so we'll follow up. Cool. So yeah, so the party happens. People wake up with weird instructions about things to go buy.
Is there any on us, Oscar? Does RC wake up to know?
Okay. No.
Okay, cool. That's fine. That's
So like that. This is also, I hate to put it this way, but Oscar was raised with the whole titular nobility thing, and even though like we don't like he doesn't respect the entire like blood lineage thing necessarily, there is kind of a hierarchical status.
Sure.
You can party and not get the note, but there are other people who can't get away with that. So
No, it's cool.
Hicks definitely gets a note, for example.
Who?
Hicks.
Oh yeah, Hicks and Brick.
Hicks and Bricks.
Bricks wakes up on the tattoo chair, like of a tattoo half done, and a note.
So, two things. The captured lampblack is being held
On the tattoo parlor.
At the tattoo parlor, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
That's on my list. But it's,
and actually, now you don't know their name. I don't need to look up their name. Who wakes up first?
Oscar.
Okay. After you're done pinning notes on everybody.
Well, actually, Oscar is probably sitting across from him wherever RC wakes up and gets up, and he's ready for business.
But it's before that. Before that.
Yeah.
There's a rap on the door. You don't have a servant, so you got to go answer it yourself. And it's a member of the Crows, who you know by look, but you don't know his name. You know him as a lieutenant. Like Lissa was the lieutenant under Rorik, and this guy was also a lieutenant under Rorik. You are familiar with his look. He's older. He's probably like 50. Clean shaven. He's got bushy gray hair. I know he has like a mustache. I probably, he would have a mustache. Bushy gray hair. He dresses quite well. Probably gets his clothes at Dungeons and Sons. Very tasteful. Dark colors. But he takes his bowler hat off and inclines his head, and he says, "Master Skurlock, Lissa would appreciate the honor of the Bloodletters coming for a sit-down at your convenience within the day." And he, nods curtly, puts the bowler hat on, and just turns and leaves. He doesn't wait for you to say anything. He says it very politely, but he's just giving you an order and leaving.
Oscar just watches him walk real slow, narrows his eyes. The cat narrows its eyes next to him. He nods.
Yeah.
And then he's waiting for RC.
You see him walk down to the end of the walk to where the iron fence is, and there's no carriage there or anything. There's 2 Six Towers bluecoats that are kind of waiting, that are watching this to see what was going to happen.
Can I? Oh no, I'm not gonna be super creepy.
And he stops, and you see him press some money into one of their hands, and then doff his cap, and he turns on his heel, and he didn't come here. He just walked to the streets of Six Towers to your house. He didn't have a care in the world, and he just strolls off down the avenue.
While that's happening, in the background of that shot, I've come out of whatever bathtub I was asleep in, staggered out into the main room, and I'm standing in my underwear with one hand on the wall, and I'm peeing into the fireplace. Because I'm confused. I'm lost. It's early.
Turn around.
And I shake off and turn around, and who's the asshole at the door?
Pros. They have gang business, it looks like.
What, here?
Oddly, yes. That's not a good sign.
This is where our gang lives.
Yes, it is, Canter. Yes, it is.
And I'm damn right. And I wander off into the kitchen.
I walk over to whoever's still sleeping on the couch, and I add eggs and bread to their list and put another bill, and then wander off.
Yeah, I make a mean Eruvian toast. I'm gonna go and burn this mother down.
Eggs in basket.
Yeah.
Eruvian toast. Nice. I like it. Cool. That's what I had. Who has a downtime action to take care of today?
RC, we gotta interrogate peoples.
Yep.
Before we can do downtime actions, because we need to know what our downtime actions are gonna be.
Well, yeah, and this interrogate might turn into a gather information action, which I'm happy for. So, do you wake RC up? Because I think she's not. She's up. She's got a hangover. It's fine.
But if she's not, have you ever gotten woken up by a cat. They're very persistent. They come over and they're like,
fuck. Like she's throwing shit at you. Pillows, heavy idols that she found on the stand. They can crack your skull if they hit it. Yeah, just casually. No, lamp black. Yep, we're gonna go. Shit, why is it so bright in here? It's not bright at all.
Ever.
No, really not.
Anywhere.
It's really not.
It's a matter of degrees. It's still brighter in here than it should be.
There's a tiny twinge of orange somewhere low on the horizon behind the clouds. Someone turn that off.
So do you tell her about the crows thing? Because otherwise she's like, nope, next thing, now that we've partied, next thing. She's been thinking about this, is we got to go talk to that. We got to go interrogate that lamp black. Oh.
yes, but the crows can wait till... he said within the day, which means tomorrow, right?
Today.
Oh. Yeah, we should move our pieces quickly. We already know what we have to do. It's just a question of executing.
All right, let's go. So, OC, you do tell her about the crows. All right.
He's like holding your clothes and like handing them to you to put on while he's like trying to get you out the door to torture a dude.
She's gonna go. Since you changed the playbook, John, her weapon, it used to be an unusual weapon, the little like sort of like arm blade thing that she fought in the she fought Malera with. It's now a scary and scary, intimidating weapon because you upgraded me, so I'm upgrading that shit.
I did, yeah.
So she's like, it's like, hold on. It like first she puts it on backwards, like it's on the inside of her wrist, and she like pivots around and like straps, like buckles it on. It's now scarier looking, like it's kind of curved and like she's got this fucking gnarly claw on her wrist.
I approve. I have claws too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean it's cool. It doesn't like extend beyond. It like stops like kind of like at the wrist. It's anyway. So once RC kind of rubs the sleet out of her eyes and figures out what else she's doing, we're gonna go down to the tattoo parlor and find out who the hell this lamp black is actually working for. So
You want to be in on that, Canter?
yeah, do you want to?
This is gonna end poorly in every way.
Yeah, we can just cut to that then. Everyone's there. Everyone gets there.
Cool, sounds good.
Yeah, the rest of the gang. So when you get down to the docks, it's business as usual. The spirit wardens haven't left. I mean, you're not that lucky. But the firm hold of the gang now, like the grinders used to have, they were selling like not directly outside the door of the tattoo parlor, but diagonally at that corner from there, they were selling Spark. And right. when you get down there, like you have guys on both of those corners and the alleyway where the junkies were going with the Spark, and the grinders are all the way back, like with their backs up against the wharf, and they're selling out on the street around the corner. Actually, like within sight of the Spirit Warden's lightning gate, and the Spirit Wardens like give no shits about people selling drugs, so they're just doing it. And the blue coats are like navigating, so they're not standing somewhere where they can see the drugs being sold, and the Spirit Wardens can see them not doing anything about it. So that there's this like this ballet happening.
They're having to do this ballet in less space now. We're like squeezing that space.
Yeah, and like the customer. Yeah, exactly. The customer problem has not been resolved. No one is actually showing up for stuff yet. But you've like pushed the grinders enough so they're not just all in your face. And you notice this when you come in, Canter. You notice that like shit's squared away here. It's not a mess like it was when you left. It's not the way you would like it to be. You'd like it to be guys moving shit hand over fist all day long, but you know there's a definite like change in how things are going here. So you get down there, and when you go down, he's downstairs in the now dry Sataran pool,
right?
Chained up at where the barrels were of the Leviathan blood, and Cyclops is already there. There's like this weird like double take kind of thing, because like you left the house early and stuff and blah blah blah, and like you didn't really like check on him or anything. You assumed that he was passed out somewhere, but when you get here, he's like pulled up a chair and he's sitting on it backwards, and he's sitting there smoking a cigarette and like looking at the lampblack, who's asleep chained to a pipe in the back of the room.
Nice. On our way down to like one of the other kind of crew members, I'm like, and this is sort of like an allusion to what happened and also what's to come. I say, clear out, like once we're done with this, clear out all the empty barrels. We need to make room for supply coming in. And then we kind of head down. It's like, remember it was all emptied out and there were a bunch of empty barrels? Like, no, we gotta.
So we roll into the room.
Nice.
And as we file out, you see Cyclops in his sweet new getup, and you see Canter in his nice coat, and you see RC, and you see a guy dressed like a bird. But Oscar, in his guise as the Red Hand, walks over to where the dude is kind of like chained up or whatever.
You actually know his name. His name's Henner. You know him from
Henner?
Yeah, Henner. Yeah.
And he does the creepy like bird-like head tilts and everything, and then he clicks open that like the crazy clawed hand that he has, and he places it over his heart, and for a split second like the light kind of like fades and then like goes back to normal.
Okay.
So for those of you playing along in chat, I picked up an advance last time, and the advance that I decided to take was a slide ability called like looking into a mirror. It allows me to know anytime somebody is lying. So
you're putting a little arcane twist on it.
Well, I am not a slide. I am simply borrowing from the slide. So instead of going to that school, yes, just a little twist.
I like it. It's great.
Yeah.
That wakes him up, though. He wakes up to bird mask claw person, and his hands are there's a pipe like right behind him, and his hands are manacled, around behind on the pipe. And he actually starts and he tries to get up, but he does that. He like does a limbo move kind of because he can't get any purchase, and he scrambles with the chain and then falls back again with your hand over his chest, and his eyes are super wide. And then he like realizes where he is, and this isn't some horrible nightmare, but that doesn't really help a lot because he realizes where he is, and he's like, oh, right, this isn't a nightmare, it's real life, and I'm still here, and this is where I really am. And so his eyes are just like all over the place. I'm going to see if he can compose himself or if he's vulnerable. I'm going to make a fortune roll for him. I don't know how tough Henner is. Let's find out. What do you say? I don't have a GM sheet yet. I should have set one up. I'll just roll on the Bloodletters sheet. That'll work. Fortune roll. Henner.
Every time, Strash, every time you talk about Oscar's red hand thing, I get that Nick Cave song stuck in my head.
That's what we decided it from, too, because he has like the weird red like tidbits and everything, and then he's got the crazy clawed hand. So
that album is amazing, and it's so perfect that they chose it for Peaky Blinders. Like what a great decision. And then PJ Harvey too.
PJ Harvey too. Yeah,
fucking awesome.
I love Down by the Water. Ooh.
Fuck. Henner is a tough mofo. Yeah, so yeah, he doesn't immediately become vulnerable to this. He like you're not making a command roll yet, which is why I made a fortune roll for him, Oscar, just to be clear. He's all wild-eyed and like scrambling and like shit. And then he realizes where he is. He still doesn't know why there's a bird guy in his face. But he sees Canter over your shoulder. He sees RC. He sees Cyclops. And he just decides to be a tough guy, Yeah. So he quits trying to like scramble around. He can't get his feet under him, so he lets himself like fall sideways with the manacles on the pipe, and he gets himself under control, and you feel his heartbeat through the glove, like lower, and you see like on his face he makes the decision, like fuck these guys.
Yep. And we now need to break that. So RC doesn't have a real like clever plan on how to like trick him out of haha, I've been talking to Bajo, and I have like this really crafty way of like tricking you into accidentally revealing stuff. She's just gonna try and break him. And like we have every bit of unless like as we're coming down, we discussed like if Cantor or Oscar wanted like a different approach. But
you can tell him, you can give him, we can play good cop, bad cop, or we can tell him, listen, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Let us demonstrate. Yeah. Or you could just go to town on him. I don't really care.
Okay.
Ask questions later. Just make sure he can still talk when you're done.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I walk up and I'm like, Henry, you know who Birdman is, right? He's the most powerful whisperer in the city. And if you don't talk to us, Cantor's just gonna put a couple bullets in your head, and then he's gonna suck your ghost out, and he's gonna torture it for all eternity, and then he's gonna pull the answers out of that. So you got two choices. You can just tell us what's happening, or I feed you to Birdman. Or actually, Cantor feeds you Birdman.
Yeah, man, you don't want to get your ghost sucked. That is not a pleasant sensation. And like Cantor is like super hungover. I still have my sunglasses on. I've got these big, like circular, like smoked like lenses, and this little like delicate like wire kind of framing, like half a cigarette hanging out of my mouth. Like I forgot I was smoking it.
Nice.
And so I'm trying really hard to be a badass, but like 90% trying just not to puke.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, man, don't be a fuck.
I do think RC must have needed a little something to like snap to. I don't know. RC, is not really proficient in the drug trade, but I feel like it might have been just a brisk walk or whatnot, because yeah, she is being more lucid now than I was portraying her before.
It's the hot new drug from the Bloodletters called a brisk walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what her.
I figure we actually
you shoot it into your eyeball. It's great.
Because we have canals and boats and like little rafts and shit. I figure we just pulled it down.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, what's his? I don't know. I'm happy to roll command, but
yeah, he doesn't say anything to that. He looks at you like he doesn't care. But you sounds like you're commanding him to me.
I am. Yeah. Commanding him to spill his guts.
This is obviously a controlled situation.
Yeah.
With great effect, I presume. Even though, I mean, he hit a 6 on his resolve, so he's not particularly vulnerable in the sense that like he's gonna break or something. But I still think you get great effect because, come on, like, what the fuck?
We've got magnitude. We've got like a bunch of guys. He knows they're badasses.
This is a fucking nightmare scenario for him. I mean, it could be even more than that, potentially. But you're just talking right now, so.
Yeah. If we have to escalate and I have to like put this gnarly weapon in his face or other things.
Yeah. There is a potential clock here. Let's just see how the roll goes. It might just resolve itself here potentially, but
cool.
If it doesn't,
right.
then
is this a group action? Does anyone else want to either partake in command? I'm happy to lead it. I'm happy to take the stress, but
Cyclops is there. He can participate with 2 dice if you want him to.
Awesome.
I have a dot of command.
Sounds good.
Are you leading this action, RC?
I'm leading this action because I'm now a mastermind. So the move I took last time, just for the viewers at home, was Mastermind, which is this spider's armor ability. So I get special armor when protecting a teammate, and I have to answer the question, how did I plan for this? If a crit is rolled when I command a gang or lead a group action, I get declare stress. Not that that's likely to happen, but I'm prepared.
Cantor, are you helping with your 0 command? Are you getting up in his face and like, yeah? Are you savvy enough to stay out of the way?
Yeah, I'm standing in the back of the room, just like smoking and trying to keep it together.
Head is pounding.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome. Right,
okay, group action with... I will roll for Cyclops. I will roll his 2 dice. Boom! Cyclops got a 6.
Nice.
RC got a 5.
I'm sorry, RC.
Oscar gives you a point of stress.
Good work, Oscar.
Take that stress, And so we got a 6.
You got a 6, yeah. Yeah, I think since Cyclops got it, like, you lean on him, you know, like, you're gonna tell us everything, and he just tries to buck up and, like, not say anything. So you don't have to do it, but Cyclops does. He goes over and, like, it's the thing they do on TV shows where, like, it just shows like Canter's face smoking the cigarette, and we see Cyclops's, like, from behind. We can't see the guy. Cyclops leans down, you see him, like, strain, and the guy goes, oh, okay, oh, fuck. Like, we don't know what he's doing. We just see, like, Canter's sunglasses while he's smoking.
And that's the thing, is you always have your, like, you always have, like, the person below, like, one down, do, like, the physical, like, violence of interrogating. Like, the commander never, like, has to get, like,
yeah,
that's perfect.
Yeah. So with great effect, let's imagine that this was probably some kind of clock, like a 4 o'clock at least.
Yeah.
So you get something, but he doesn't just spill everything with this initial move. But there's no consequence or anything. There's nothing bad happens. So he immediately says it was Pickett's idea. It was all her idea. It's her thing. It's Pickett's thing. You guys know who Pickett is. Pickett is Bajo's lieutenant. Viewers of the show may remember back at the end of the Red Sash slaughter episode, there was a little bit of a standoff between the gangs, between the Lampblacks and the Bloodletters, and everyone was reading each other. Like, they were reading Bajo, like, hey, when can we, like, backstab this guy now that we've taken out the Red Sashes? And he read them back, and he kind of blew it, and was like, these guys seem cool. But one of the consequences was that his lieutenant, Pickett, totally picked up on Canter in particular, being like, and you guys are next, motherfuckers. Haha, we're going to be number 1. And she, like...
But I'm so subtle, though.
She totally understood the situation. And you guys know that she knew that. Yeah. Like, it wasn't a secret or anything. So, yeah, when he says Pickett, like, you know right away, like, oh, yeah, her. Yeah, she totally knows we're going to backstab her. That Pickett.
Right.
Bajo's lieutenant. Because Bajo's, like, your buddy. He has fucking demon blood tattoos and shit. Like, you know, everything's cool with him. But not with Pickett. Things are super not cool with her. So that's the first bean that he spills, is like, I'm just following her orders. It's Pickett's idea. It wasn't my idea. I'm just doing what she wants.
I think the natural follow up then is like, what's Pickett's plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, okay, I'll buy it. I'll bite.
Yeah.
Unless someone else kind of wants to step up. I don't know, you know.
No, that makes perfect sense. I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do, but it makes perfect sense for a follow up move to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you want me to do another command roll?
Yeah, you got to follow up again, and it's still controlled. You haven't lost the initiative here. You hit with a 6.
Yep.
You know, you've maintained the initiative. He has no leverage. He's trying to, like, just save his own skin, essentially, and be like, look, you can't blame me. I'm just a foot soldier. So you're like, tell us the plan. Do you want to do a group action again, or do you want to do it on your own, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm happy to do group action. I don't know if you want to join in on this time. It's fine if you want. No, it can just be Cyclops and I. But I think I'm gonna get a little closer and be like, I like look at the pool that's empty now, and I say, like, you know what happens to people who take our stuff, and it doesn't go right for them. Like,
yeah, he sure does, and he gives it a long look. It happens to be all dried up right now, but still, like, right, what does he know? I'm
like, we're getting a new shipment in today, and you can be the first one to test it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you mean that? Is that an idle threat, or would you follow through on that?
Would cold RC turn Henner into fish guts?
Yeah. Because I have a devil's bargain for you if you want it.
So the thing is, it depends on whether or not I think Henner is valuable to Bajo. Would RC do it? Yes. Would RC do it if she thought that would blow her relationship with Bajo completely? No. So
yeah, it's up. That's dicey. It's up in the air.
Tell you what, RC. Our goal is to really pick it, and if we want to cover asses, we need this guy to speak for us.
Yeah, right. So
I can. Let me tell you my devil's bargain. You tell me.
Right.
So when you talk about the Demon's Blood and Satara's Pit, you have a private little thrill. Where's your Demon Blood tattoo?
I don't have one. I've never gotten a tattoo.
Oh, why do you have the corruption?
Yeah, because
from
Squiddlyverse the first time,
right?
And then from taking Devil's Bargains when I interacted with Satara.
Okay,
like it was direct contact with her basically.
So it's not. I was gonna say your tattoo like tingles or something, but that's not what it is. You look over at the pool to say like, hey, you know what this is? You can be the first one. When we get back in business, we'll test it on you. And when you look back at the pool, like the idea of doing that, this is what the Devil's Bargain's for. You're gonna tick another corruption tick for your devils for your die. The idea of doing that, you set it as a threat, and then like inside your own mind, unbidden, coming out of nowhere, is like a huge amount of excitement about doing that. Like oh, that's
a really great plan.
Not only will that help us interrogate this guy, that sounds like the most fun thing I could possibly do.
I love this new RC. I love you.
So I have a question.
It's beautiful.
So I have a question, John.
You're the
what
best.
happens when you get four out of 4 ticks on Demon Blood corruption?
We don't know. That hasn't happened yet.
Have you ever played popular computer game Doom?
I mean, RC definitely has no idea, right? Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. RC does have some idea because you know a guy that got all 4 ticks. And he was in the last episode.
Right. He had mad sorceress powers, but he was also in the thrall of the demon.
Yeah, he sure was.
Thrall power?
Are you 1 tick away right now?
Yeah, I'm at 3 ticks.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know.
Yeah, no, I'm going to turn it down. Not because I don't like this. I like the thrill. I think everything you said is exciting, but I'm not trading my final bit of sanity for this chump.
For a fucking bonus die, yeah. It's not a good deal. It's not a good deal.
I'll trade it for a bonus die. Just a bonus die on this chump. So, but everybody sees now. I'm not taking the Devil's Bargain, but everybody sees like RC's smile when she like looks the corner, like oh yeah,
totally.
Yeah, I think when I noticed that, all we get from Canter is just the sunglasses come up, like, fuck. All right. Cool.
All right, so turning down the Devil's Bargain.
All right.
Keep him with sanity.
It's another command. Cyclops is willing if you want to lead a group action again. He'll obviously back you.
I am going to get closer. I'm going to use that sort of. I think it's up a claw because I don't want to step on Oscar's thing. The kind of end of it is it spins out. It sort of flanges out into a few like Leviathan like or like tendril like spikes. So instead of being like kind of hooked, it sort of splays a little at the end, like weaving tendrils. And she kind of puts her hand on his shoulder and leans it in towards his throat.
Nice.
As she, yeah. All right. Oh, I can just click things.
Ooh, Cyclops is on fire.
Nice.
He's got your back.
Control. Great. A lot of things to click. Oh, hey, good. Cyclops on fire.
Nice. Yeah, he's all over it. Cyclops has spent a lot of his life in this fucking basement of this tattoo parlor. I just realized, like, he used to work here before he even met you guys. He's got to get out of here. He spends way too much time here.
Yeah, this is his home.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's Pickett's plan? That's your question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even lie to you, which I can't do anyway because of Oscar's power, but I can't even try to lie to you.
I don't enforce truth. I just detect when you're lying.
Exactly. If you hit with a lower result, I would have spun a story. But you hit it with a 6. So I think it gets worse. Cantor, can you? I know you're not squeamish. That's not what I'm really asking here, but like the same thing happens again where he just doesn't do anything, and then this time like he actually cries out. Cyclops twists or something, and you hear this like gristly bone sound, and then he's like ah, and he actually like yells. Do you do you lose it or do you keep it together?
My only thought is that I'm tougher than this guy. Obviously, if I were in his position, I wouldn't be such a fucking baby.
Obviously,
like
you can make resistance rolls, unlike this poor bastard.
Yeah, no, like I'm just like other people's pain is just an opportunity for me to be like wimp.
Okay, but I mean, you don't have like an adverse hangover reaction or anything.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't think so.
All right.
No puking in the pool.
Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, I mean that'll do it. You got a guy chained up and you're torturing him in a basement, and you hit with 2 6s in a row. So I mean, come on, what's he gonna do? He's gonna spill the beans. So let me hang on. Notebook. It's notebook time. I have a synopsis, but I want to make sure I'm not missing important details because he tells you stuff.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, here we go. So he says some stuff you already know. He's panting and look, Pickett. She knows. Like he opens up with shit you already know, but he doesn't know you know. So he starts with like, she knows you're gonna betray Bajo. She knows. She saw through your shit. And Cyclops like leans in and again. And he's like, oh, yeah. Look. So you hustle him along. Like yeah. We know all that.
Yeah.
Just like get to the fucking point. So. Pickett had made a deal with Ellis. Ellis. No, Ellis. He was a lampblack who was an undercover operative working for the Spirit Wardens that Canter killed.
Oh yeah.
Pickett had made a deal with him. She knew who he was and what he was doing, and so did Bajo. And they had kind of made a deal with Ellis to pass information to the Spirit Wardens. The Spirit Wardens had an agent in the Eels named Silver.
Oh, this gets better.
Who was tracking Leviathan blood smuggling in the city, essentially, trying to figure out where the leaks were in the system. She knew the Eels had some connection. She knew there was something going on with the docks. The Red Sashes had recently taken hold of that turf that you guys took over, the tattoo parlor and the area there. And so Silver and Ellis and Pickett were all kind of like investigating this stuff, the smuggling situation at the docks, feeding information to the Spirit Wardens in exchange for money on the side. And Bajo knew about this and was trying to eventually pin everything on the Red Sashes and tie them up in a nice little bow, deliver them to the Spirit Wardens, and get rid of them. And then a new gang showed up and started fucking murdering Red Sashes left, right, and center. Killed his agent in the Spirit Wardens that he needed to like keep the side job going. And killed the Eels and killed Silver and just like ruined the whole thing. So Bajo, being a very crafty dude, like he made arrangements and sidled up close to you guys, made some deals, and you guys became good allies, and that seemed like a better approach. But unlike Bajo, Pickett never trusted you and decided to take it upon herself to keep the original operation intact somehow, especially when the Spirit Wardens moved into the area and locked everything down and started some kind of serious shit, intense investigations, and leading up to like burning people at the stake or something, probably. It was time for this was no longer like, oh, some barrels are missing from some Leviathan hunter ships. It's like, clearly some serious magical shit is going down here, and like, if I can just keep my hooks in. And then Silver turned out her ghost was still around, and Hinner knew about that. Like, he's telling you all this, like I'm summarizing what he's saying, but like he's aware of all of this stuff. And what it really boils down to is like Pickett, Silver's ghost, Hinner, and a couple other members of the Lampblacks, the rest of the Eels, they decide not to give up, and instead of pinning everything on the Red Sashes, that ship had sailed, obviously. But you guys were actually the ones doing it, so they decided to play this longer game and try to get you caught red-handed in the deed, doing the deed. It was Pickett's idea to set up the like fucking weirdo still thing at the Eels base. But then it just like everything went sideways. It didn't work out. You guys showed up and started fucking everything up there too. And when he's saying all this, he's kind of like tired and bewildered, because he's like every part of his story is like, then we were going to do this, and then somehow for no apparent reason you guys just like figured it out or something, or showed up, and like, why did you even do, like, he doesn't ask questions. He's not like, why did you come to the Eels base? He doesn't say that. He just can't fathom how you possibly could have done that, you know? So he's just like, everything would have worked if it wasn't for you kids, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, nothing in his brain can account for Oscar looking into the ghost echoes and seeing the Eels stealing. Like, he can't understand how that can happen. So it just seems like you guys are magical assholes who ruin all their plans. And
I think that is the name of our gang.
Yeah.
Magical assholes who ruin all your plans.
No,
and his last gasp here is, and I guess I should, this is actually a lie, Oscar. You can tell. He tries to say like, this was all Pickett's idea. She's the boss. I didn't have any choice. I had to do what she said. And that is completely a lie. Like, which
part that Cricket is, this was completely Pickett's idea?
No, that it was Pickett's idea, but he did have a choice. He didn't have to participate. He's a member of the conspiracy. It's essentially the three of them. It's Hinner, Pickett, and Silver were the like main conspirators in the thing.
I have 3 questions.
Yeah.
The first question is, are you a spirit warden?
No.
Question 2, do you know where Silver is?
Does he know where Silver is? Maybe. Let me think about that for a second.
Yeah, last time we saw her was in Oscar's vision of the ghost field, and saw her like creeping into our joint and taking stuff. I don't think we've actually seen her in the person, or not in the person. Yeah,
we didn't see her when we went to the Eel base, but clearly she organized stuff because they had resources they shouldn't have had otherwise.
Totally. All them hollows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was another part of the plan that he doesn't know. Like, he knows that was part of the plan. He doesn't know why they had them. That was Silver's thing. Yeah, shit. Does he know? I'm just gonna roll. I don't know if he knows where she is. He might. Let's just leave it to chance. That's fun.
Yeah.
How? Let's call this Hinner's curiosity. Did he really bother to look into weird ghost shit or not? He's like two dice of curious.
Next.
Kinda. He tried to find out. He says that she's with Flint. He's like, that's all I know. I don't know where she is, but I know she's with Flint.
Oh my god, the guy we've been ignoring since the first episode.
We're gonna have to go shoot him in the face. It's gonna be terrible. And my third question is: does Bajo know about any of this?
He knew everything up to when Canter killed Ellis, and since then, Pickett's been running it on her own on the side.
Okay, that answers all my questions. I think we can still keep our alliance with our +3 faction with the Lamplex, fellow gang members.
Yeah, I was afraid that Bajo was the dirty seed, was the rotten seed, but if it's just Pickett, he can clean house. All right, I think we should cut that scene and then go to something else, because I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with Henner at this point. Like, we might be dragging him back to Bajo, or might be leaving him in the hole, but let's cut the scene and move on to the next downtime action.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you won with no compromises, so there was no, like, I'll tell you if, or, like, there's no nothing. He just spills his guts and hopes for the best.
Well, I mean, he does have one card, which is that we want to still work with Bajo. So it's in our interest not to kill him right now. Unless Bajo says kill him, in which case I am feeding him to Satara.
Yeah, like
we might have a scene at the closing of this, or like right before we go to talk to the crows, where we just show up with this dude with 2 red letters on him and sit down in front of Bajo and have him tell his story and then see what Bajo does.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is I think as we like, okay, at some point in some interstitial thing, there, what RC wants to suggest is that right now Bajo's done us wrong, even though he doesn't know it, and the way he's going to pay us back is that he's going to start dealing our product. We just got enough supply to be way more than we can distribute. We're gonna be Bajo's patron. He's going to start selling for us. And that's how he's going to make this right. And that's how we're going to start our empire of everybody being underneath us.
Yeah, everything up until that part of the conversation, Cantor is just like not listening to. He just hears the sound of his own heart beating and he's like, oh, I wish I was dead. And then as soon as you mention, like, yeah, we're going to make the words make Bajo do any, I'm just like, fuck yes, fuck that guy. He is going to do whatever we tell him to do.
Just like the whole world.
That's right. Yeah, no, that's the part I clue in on, right? Because I'm just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that guy's a smug piece of shit. And now we're gonna make him. I'm in. Whatever about that other stuff.
Okay.
Wait, is Canter unstable? Is that what you are?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because you're totally playing your character. I was about to say Bajo's the only guy who ever treated you with any respect, but of course Cantor's like, fuck that guy.
Yeah. I mean, also, do you not remember that time where him and me were like, what? And like, I didn't get to resolve that adequately. That was I'm gonna put a pin in this. What?
No, you're unstable. I get it. No, it's good. That's good. I just wanted
everyone has to kneel before us, literally or metaphorically.
Right.
There's a ladder, and we need to keep climbing it, and that's how it goes.
Okay, cool. So we're on board. That is the plan. We're getting Bajo under us.
I mean, if that's what you're into. I know RC likes to be on top.
I bet you'd like that.
That's what I know. Cool. So let's take our second break, and then we'll do the rest of our stuff. I know Cantor has some downtime things to do.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have actually taken
no,
a
we
downtime
haven't.
except for RC's vice.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's fine.
Hey guys, when you're playing at home, remember, during downtime, you don't just do your 2 clicks of downtime actions.
That is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure downtime is secret game designer talk for RP bullshit.
Yeah,
so.
It is.
Yeah.
That's right. Cool. All right. We will be back in a few minutes and carry on. All right. See you guys in a bit. All right, we are back for the next hour of Bloodletters. We have interrogated a dude and found out about a conspiracy that stretches all the way back to episode 1.
Wow. We've just been killing our way through that conspiracy on accident.
You have. You
It's
have.
the unaccident part that's cracking me up.
I mean, this is what happens when you're just like, those guys? Who are those guys? Don't tell me. Let's go murder them. I don't need your life story, Poindexter. Let's just
I don't give a fuck. You know what you are? You're a corpse in waiting. Oh, now you're a corpse.
You know that Arubian gentleman that is in this locket? I dig that out with my knife in the trash.
The very first scene of our game was, we go into a basement. There are some people down there doing something. You don't know who they are or what they're doing. We kill all of them. That was the very first thing that happened.
Yes.
Back when murder was an
Their
action.
corpses and bound their ghosts.
Look,
You
they're
know?
in our basement. It's not your basement. They were in our basement.
Yeah.
It's ours now.
It's totally our basement. It's been our basement ever since.
Murder was the case and continues to be and will continue to be. That's how it goes.
All right. Exposition dump Hinner has been dealt with. I've been sitting on that for so long that I was like, please just hit your rolls and I can just read my fucking notebook to them. Canter,
So-
do you sorry, does someone have stuff?
No. Yeah, I was just gonna say what are our next actions today because there's so many to do.
There are many to do. Adam, do you have a thought?
I got all kind of thoughts.
Let's hear it.
So, I mean, obviously, like me as a player, the most interesting clock I want to work on is the what's her name clock. But
Obviously.
but I feel like fixing my total lack of stress reliever.
It's bad.
Mechanically more significant.
Not just that, but like your coat has like some rough
Shut up.
patches on it.
Don't even say it. Shut up.
I mean,
don't
the
even hear
elbow.
it.
Don't look.
It's
Don't look
perfect.
at the
Everything's
elbows.
great. I gotta fix this shit.
Do not look at the elbows.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing is for me, it's just gonna be all clocks. It's gonna be working on clock shit the whole time, and it's probably gonna be a combination. Well, actually, it's mostly gonna be flashbacks to like when I wasn't around, right? Because
Cool. That's great. Yeah.
We did this thing, and I need to take a fucking vacation. And as much as I would love to just like hang out with Roth and get fucking Roth blitzed, I'm gonna deal with some shit.
Well, I think Roth was the one helping you find your sartorial servant, which was going to be your new vice peddler.
Yeah.
So Roth you could still be hanging out with
It's
Roth.
true. All right. So me and my lord King Claith.
Oh, good lord. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, we be out on the town. He is the Sean Puffy Combs to my Notorious B.I.G.
Mhm.
Allison watching.
And we're out there.
Yeah, I hope Allison's watching. So you're 2 of 6 on your find a sartorial henchman, which I'm sure is going to really win them over. That terminology. Everybody loves being a henchman.
Hey, man, henchman got a hench.
So Roth, he hasn't been around for a little while, but like this is one of those things where in the Canter Roth Zoolander side story, like we can just kind of sweep cut into you guys like on a shopping trip or something. Like we don't really need to
Makeover.
like no one is gonna be like, how did he go get Roth? What was Roth doing? Is he available? Like he was killing a dude in a duel, he was passed out drunk, or he's with Canter. Those are probably the 3 places that he is.
Yeah, we live in that life, right? Like,
Yeah.
because that's it. We know it's looking good, getting wrecked, fucking killing people. So
Yeah.
Not to be the nerd here, but he also does teach at our school.
you know how much I care about that? Zero.
I
care
mean,
about that zero amounts.
Just saying it'd be an easy place to find him.
He teaches a strong word.
Yeah, I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
come to his work and be like, dude, let's do this thing. We got a party.
many people have learned lessons from Roth Kinclaith at that school.
Yeah, I think most of them is don't get near him when he has a
I
sword.
think that's a fair point. Yeah, he's definitely the cover, and he kills people in duels there. But as far as a school in operation, I think it's kind of,
Okay, cool.
you know, it's sort of happening, kind of, sort of. But yeah, so when we cut into the two of you, where are you? Like, what's last time it was like auditions at King Clay's house, I think, which didn't go super well. What's the methodology now?
I mean, I feel like at this point, because I'm so fucking baller, I'm holding some kind of like Duskwall's Next Top Model like situation, like Project Runway, like me and Roth at like a huge ass table, and all these nervous designers like showing off their like most ostentatious clubwear, and us just like whispering conspiratorial to each other, and like just like now we're drawing people to us with the promise of like future gainful employ. It's not even like I'm trying to find somebody who's good. I'm trying to find someone like new, like newer than new, someone who's just like so cool no one can even get behind them. I want to be like the edge of the edge. I want to be the fashion knife. I'm so so we're just being like really pretentious. We're probably both like a little drunk.
Are you which piece of jewelry from the treasure pile are you wearing?
Well, you didn't tell me which piece was the most ostentatious, because that one, like if there was like a crown, I'm wearing that.
There is, yes, there is a.
Can I revise my answer? The answer is all of them.
Okay, so you're wearing the burnished, bronze bejeweled torque of an ancient Skovlander king.
Yes.
And you're wearing a woman's it's not costume jewelry, it's like real like evening jewelry with like cut glass and diamond fan of jewels on over your coat maybe.
I mean, what time of year is it?
It's like pretty fall.
We're inside.
No snow yet.
I have no shirt on. I have a coat and no shirt. I've become attached to this style.
Of course.
It's warm. It's warm inside.
So it's a coat, bare chest, and the
coat, and then just piles of jewelry.
Bling.
Yeah.
And a crown, an actual crown.
Yes, an actual. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Roth is there in his white leathers and crisp shirt and everything, and I think when we cut in, like there's someone who's they've brought in all these dolls that they've put clothes on that they're like so destitute they can't make full sets of clothes. They're not any kind of artisan or anything. They just do this in their spare time, and they have all these miniature dolls in there, and there's like 40 of them, and they're going on about their names and like why Giselle likes to wear red. They're like super crazy.
Perfect. That's totally what I want.
This might be it.
Perfect. Yeah.
You just need to crit this role right now.
Yeah. The thing is, like Canter doesn't understand fashion at all, and I don't think Roth does either. Like, I think the thing
he wears one color. He doesn't give a shit. Yeah.
So the thing with Canter is there's just like, the more like strange and ostentatious and over the top something is, the more he's like, well, this must be fashionable because I don't understand fashion, and things I don't understand are crazy. So
yeah, it's weird. Like this, the fashion of the day in Duskwall right now is kind of like mid-Victorian, probably. Underworld types like you kind of edge into the medieval to some degree. They might wear like a jerkin and a belted coat or something like that. So this would appear to us like, I don't know, like the Louis the 14th.
I was thinking that
just
exact
like
thing.
really crazy French.
Yeah, and like tall high heels with buckles and like
like all the men's clothing has like huge bows.
Beautiful.
And
Canter is going to be the world's deadliest pretty princess, and
totally. So yeah, Roth is bored at this point, and he's like fingering his sword, like, and looking at you, and kind of looking at this person, like we need to just be done with this now. You've clearly been at it all day.
I'm very.
Let's go out and find somebody to skill.
Yeah. So you're working on your long-term project. What's your action? What's your
I mean, I don't even know, right?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not sure either.
What the fuck are we even doing right now? What game is this?
I mean, it's kind of Consort.
Consort is like the only like, yeah, because I mean, I'm not good at anything really. I'm like middling at a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Not even middling. I'm like okay at a couple of things. But that's okay. Desperate Action is my jam. So yeah, I mean, Consort is as good as anything.
Yeah, if you wanted to really game it, you could make an argument, I think, for Hunt if you were like actually like seeking people out and like tracking them down and be like, show me your shit.
I think the thing is like Canter. So Canter is we've seen him try to do the like pursuing mainstream serious fashion, right? To be like, and he's too intemperate for that shit, and no one will have him. And he's exited the like giving up that vice purveyor. I've exited the world of like normative fashion, and so now I'm not even going after fashion designers. I'm like getting an architect to make shirts for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about like hunting out someone specific. It's about just being like, cool, that pastry, make it a hat. Like, you know, just totally out there, like a weird.
Yeah, no, I mean, Consort sounds right to me too.
So it's really more like just socializing with these weirdos. Yeah, but like, yeah, if I had a particular target that I was like, no, you must be mine, then you may be. But yeah, for now, definitely just consorting.
Cool. So I'm going to do something a bit unusual that is not technically allowed by the rules, but it is as a teaser for something that may happen. So I'm using my GM prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
Take a bonus die for Roth.
Okay.
He's not your contact. He's not your friend. I mean, he is in the fiction, but you know.
Whoa, John.
You haven't actually like won him over there yet.
That's harsh. I'm your friend, but only in the fiction.
It's okay.
Take a bonus die for Roth. And it is technically cheating, Andrew. That is true. It's not for another reason, but I can't tell you why. So yeah, bonus die for Roth, and I have a devil's bargain for you.
Okay. What is that devil's bargain?
This final step into absurdity. Before it was like you said, you were traveling in the circles of tailors. You were basically like hiring someone.
Yeah.
Now things have gotten out of hand. Like it's crazy time.
Just now. Only just this moment.
Only just now.
You were running a Torek before.
Yeah. Here we are. Here we are in this moment.
So I'm gonna say like high society, which includes your girlfriend, is going to hear about this. Like this is no longer going to be like some little project of yours on the side. It's like these eccentrics and crazies are going to start talking about the man who can't be pleased. I made the pastry into a hat, and he threw me down a flight of stairs.
I failed to see the devil in this bargain, my friend.
The devil is it's. I mean, this is like a minor thing compared to killing 40 Eruvians, but like Linnea will find out about this. Okay. All right.
Perfect. Because obviously the magnum opus, after all this bullshit, the magnum opus is the wedding outfits for my lady bride and myself.
Yes.
When it comes to that. So like,
and that's essentially the bargain. I'm saying like you wanted this to be a surprise, like a total surprise.
Sure.
It's not going to be a surprise.
And that's I think that's okay, because like when we have that conversation, it's going to be real easy for Canter to seem cool and awesome, and he'll be able to work his way out of that. It's no problem.
So chat just sent us some pictures.
Oh my god, I know.
Crazy fashion. And
it's perfect.
Oh my god, I love all of it.
Yeah.
I specifically love the head basket.
There we go.
Basket of jewels. Like that I want to see Canter wear.
Alexander McQueen, always good for this nonsense.
That's cool.
What else did we get? Oh yeah, here we go. This is good. This is good stuff.
The thing is like, yeah, I mean, if Canter is the one dressed up like that, can you even begin to imagine the way he would like want what's his face to dress up as, right? Like be like, yes, I've made you this armor or whatever in which we can see most of you, but like, you know, you're hot, so it's cool. We'll get around to designing the wedding gear later, but I need to make this thing so I can work off some of this fucking stress.
Yeah. So you're consorting, you get a bonus die from Roth, and you're taking a devil's bargain.
Okay,
So
and
the way you do that with these sheets,
the position doesn't matter in this.
Yeah, but go ahead and use the thing. Like, don't make it a fortune roll. Like, actually click on consort and then just do risky standard. With your 2 bonus dice.
Okay.
Because it just looks better when you roll it that way.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
Wow.
Fuck you, dice.
Wow.
Oh, I'm rusty. All right, I got 4. That's not nothing.
On a long-term project, you got a 4. That's 2 ticks.
All right. Again, not nothing.
Something.
That's up to 4. I still cannot be pleased. None of. I think yeah. When Roth gets bored, I'm like, I turn to the person, the doll maker, or I'm like, my companion tires of you. And when they look up, like, well, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, they're weird enough and obsessed enough that they like insist because they haven't explained all of their dolls to you. There's like 3 more left, and so they need to explain the rest of the dolls to you.
When they start, that's when I take a gun out and I'm like, I said, get the fuck up out of here. Mm-hmm. And I probably just like shoot in the air to frighten them.
Yeah,
and then they run off.
There's your devil's bargain. That's the story. That's the totally. Some crazy guy who wanted a pastry as a hat shot at me for no reason. That's enough info for someone to go, that sounds like Canter Haig.
So I fire in the air and they run off, and I turn to Roth and I spin the gun around and I like tuck it back in my holster. And I'm like, shall we go get wrecked? Like take like I put my arm out so he can put his hand in mine. I'm like, escort him out, and we go and we get tanked.
Nice. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So do you want to follow up and take another action to finish off that clock, or do you want to let it lie for now?
I mean, we might as well. I'm not gonna do anything else other than that, so I might as well take one more.
I mean, if you're on a roll, like, I think it could be all part of the same.
I would call that result very much on a roll.
It could be all part of the same scene if you just want to knock it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like it's several days later, and I'm alone now. Like I'm done with Roth. Like I'd love the helping guy.
It's not several days later. You guys have an appointment to keep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it's that afternoon.
This can be like that was a.
Oh, this is a flashback, right? I forgot. I'm sorry. It's a flashback.
Because I think what I want ultimately is to show up at the party and all my.
Here it is. Here it is. In the flashback, several days later, your guys are in Imperial City. Mm-hmm. Like the venue changes.
Totally.
Duskwall is like all the art. Like you can see it here on screen. Like it's fucking Victorian London. It's dingy. It's dirty. It's dark. Imperial City is like the mega scraper LA version of Duskwall. Like everything is like filigreed and gold and has like bright lights, and there's zeppelins hanging in the sky, and like it's just this crazy place.
Yeah, and I think the opening of the scene is me leaving like a big ancient fancy like hotel, where Captain What's Her Face and I are staying like on our little trip away together. But I have an errand to run, so I've left her.
Oh wait, she was with you?
Yeah, I think so.
She's at sea right now. As of last.
Yeah, time. No, but that's fine though. It's fine.
Could meet me there.
Oh God. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. She totally met you in Imperial. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yep. Totally. So she met me, and she's spending her shore leave weekend with her idiot boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've left her, tired from a night of passionate reunion, and then I leave to go and meet with this Imperial coat wizard. She'll conjure into existence for me a coat of such might that,
this is the last straw, right? Like, what else can you do but go to whoever costumes the courtiers of the immortal emperor? Like that's got to be it. Like,
and I think that like Canter looking around the Imperial City, he takes it in a kind of like, I could get behind having this for my
this
and then I'm like, nodding to people and like kind of being like weirdly imperious, being like,
so in Imperial City, Roth looks like a destitute beggar.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
In his white finery from Duskwall. You look like someone who like lives in like in a turnip truck. Or something. Like everyone is just holding their perfumed handkerchiefs to their noses and completely ignoring you.
I think what's Canter is trying to do, and I think this is sort of like me putting this through Canter, but like he's a bit like a performance artist or a jazz musician, where you're like, is this just garbage, or do I not understand?
Oh, right? That's bold. That's a bold maneuver.
Yeah, like that's what's like going on, because he's so self-assured that I'm sure some people are looking at him like, wait, do I not get I feel like
a man with one consort is really on the razor's edge of pulling that off.
Oh, I know. It's fine. Remember, this is the thing. We've talked about this about Canter before. I can't fail, because even in failure, I will find some way for Canter to justify that it was a success.
It's someone else's fault, at least.
Someone else's fault. Yeah, they don't understand how internally swag I am.
These Imperial City idiots don't know fashion.
This is totally Hunger Games.
I'm just, it's derelict. It's fine.
It's every designer on Project Runway when those stupid judges don't know anything. They're judging you to give you $100,000. They don't know anything. Okay,
I don't look like garbage. It's your eyes that are garbage. Maybe you should throw them out.
Cut them out.
So I'm finding, because I think what I end up with is like, I'm gonna end up with someone who is as much a pariah in fashion as like I should be among all humans. And that's the thing, is that we're both just so like out of control and weird and crazy that it works. But I guess that's the role. So.
All right, I'm gonna push it. So take a bonus die for Roth again. People at home, the reason I'm cheating, I really want to tell you, but I'll say this: the players have project clocks for stuff, and the GM does too. So that's what I'll say about that.
Okay.
And I will give you another devil's bargain.
Do it. Give it to me. I need all the devil's bargains I can get.
You don't even really... Roth kind of knows where to go, sort of. And without, like, immediately being arrested and thrown in prison for your life for vagrancy, like, 1 second out of the hotel, right? But Linnea is a fucking Leviathan Hunter captain. And when she's on the street, she actually does pull off the thing where people are like, oh, shit, like... She's from up north. She's clearly an Aruvian, but she's from Duskwall. She dresses like that. She dresses down in her captain's garb, with her sash that denotes her rank and stuff. And people actually do treat her the way that Canter wants to be treated, where they're like, "Oh wow, I wish I could pull that off. Look at her, she's awesome." So if Canter, like Adam as a player, like the Devil's Bargain would be Canter and Roth are too fumbling in Imperial City, and once Linnea comes to meet you for coffee, she actually like takes you somewhere that can help you. So it's out in the open now completely. I'm escalating from the previous bargain. Like she realizes what you're trying to do. She takes you somewhere that might suit your needs, and she insists, in fact, to buy both of you these very nice outfits. It's not a wedding outfit.
Sure, yeah.
To you, it totally is.
Yeah.
But she steps in and takes over, and that's my devil's bargain. Can Canter let that happen? Can he let someone else be like, come on, I got this, come with me?
I'd love the extra die, but I don't think he could, right? Like I think his whole thing is that, like, because there's a distant star to which Canter is attempting to find himself, and going along anyone else's path, even someone that he like kind of like respects and admires, is not Canter. Canter goes his own way.
Yeah,
he's still just like, no, I appreciate that, but I got this.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt her feelings, right? She smirks and she's like, have a nice day.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back looking so fucking cool. You don't even know.
She finishes her tea, and you and Roth like walk the exact wrong direction out of the place, and she just smiles. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm into it.
Consort with 1 bonus die.
All right.
Oh,
It's just worse. Just the worst. I'm never gonna have another nice coat again.
No, fix it. This is easy to fix. It's expensive to be in Imperial City. Throw a coin at that. That takes you there.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You throw
I do have a lot.
You throw a coin and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, this trip had to cost money. It makes perfect sense. Just
Totally. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so you find, I think, I'll give them a name and everything, but
Sure. Yeah, we don't need now.
you find a tailor that makes they make costumes for the Imperial Opera.
Yes.
And so they
I'm reminded of that party that I went to with a mask of my own beautiful face.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm just like, yes, because for Canter, every day is a party, and I need to be attired appropriately.
You don't even go to a clothier. Like,
no, totally.
You somehow stumble into, actually, I had this experience with Sean Nittner one time. You stumble into the like costume department of this place, and hanging on the racks, you think that they're like, it's like a tailor shop, but they're like, it's the dragon sorcerer costume from one of these operas, and you're like, this is cool. I could totally wear this.
Yeah, totally.
And there is totally a seamstress, tailor, magician there that like takes those things and refits them for every actor that needs to wear them, and they're just waiting to be found and like put to better use than this. Like,
It's like, let me take you away from this bullshit job. You'll become my personal tailor back in Duskwall, and we will rule the underworld together.
Yeah, they just get shit on all day, every day by actors with an endless list of demands by noble patrons pinching pennies and not letting them buy the materials they need, blah, 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 blah. And they seize this opportunity to escape.
Yeah, so I mean, literally, like going along with Cantor's weird, like, Napoleonic, like, megalomania thing that he's developing, I think that the costume that I get drawn to is like the traditional depiction of some like ancient emperor, that I literally am like this ermine coat, I'm like that, and like a golden like laurel crown, and like I'm like, no, that it's me. I'm gonna wear that every day. I need a whole fucking closet of god robes.
And it's like weirdly perfect. Cantor's a local. He was born in Duskwall. It was founded by the Scove Kingdom hundreds of years ago. And you already have this like ancient. Well, no, I guess you get that in the future. This is a flashback, but you're gonna get this Scotland King's crown later. But like
that's the only part of the costume I'm missing now, and I'll get it later. Yeah.
When the ermine coat goes on you and everything, like we see Cantor's features really click all of a sudden. Like he's not just some street kid. Like he has the features of the native people of the land. Like he that's where he's from. He's one of those people that the before the Empire came long ago, there were these people, descendants of the Scove King, and it clicks for one brief moment. We see like, oh yeah, he looks like one of those guys in those old paintings. Like he looks,
and I think that Cantor like ruins the moment by like putting his sunglasses on or something.
Totally.
Like we see him in the mirror and he just puts them on. And he's like tight.
It has the big broad ermine skin, and he like turns it up so it stands up over his head like this.
Well, and obviously the thing is I have to get them all refitted, because the actors that portrayed this like the Scove King or whatever, they didn't have to carry around 6 pistols, but I need to get at that shit. So
yeah,
I need to be able to shed my ermine robes to pull out like my guns.
Right.
They didn't even have pistols back then.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to be like, I want to be the king of guns.
What is this like a crossbow hole here? That's not no. That's stupid.
Yeah, totally. Love it. It's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah,
since you have a vice purveyor, do you want to spend another coin to indulge in that vice while you're down there? Like spare this, since you have all that stress.
I mean, I feel like I already am. Like, I feel like it's a given. Yeah,
Do it.
No, I'm just saying, like, you
yeah.
might
No, I agree with you. Yeah,
just
it follows
take
the
care of it.
fiction perfectly.
Yeah.
That like seeing myself in the mirror and like finally being attired in some semblance of what I think to be my true vestments. Yeah, that's very de-stressing for me, for sure.
Nice.
Cool.
You get a bonus die from Roth.
Okay, sure.
If you want it.
Is this countdown clock called roast jelly? Bring it.
And there should be, if you look at your sheet, right
There's
under
a button.
there's
Indulge
a button.
vice.
Yeah, right there. Indulge vice.
All right, and I got one bonus die.
One bonus die.
I think you have. Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, one from Ruth.
I was thinking you had 2, but.
Boop.
Three.
Got some threes. Yeah.
3
bad.
stress.
Cool. All right.
Is
Not-
better than one.
Not bad.
Totally.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. And it costs you a coin.
Yes. Yeah, I marked that off.
Okay. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, flashback to Canter's lost weekend. Linnea was with you. Oh God. I want to just go tear, shred, throw away. Yeah. Good Lord. All right. That's good. That's really good.
Yep.
Excellent. And yeah, I'll set up your new tailor, but they come back with you on the train back north.
Perfect.
Yeah. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll join you later or something. It's gonna take them a while to get all their shit together. So anyway, cool. Yeah, love it. Who's next?
Awesome. I want to go talk to Bajo, but maybe we could do some Satara clocks for Oscar.
Yeah, sure.
What are you doing with those clocks, Oscar?
Well, I need to vice. But after that, do some lightning rounds. Because there's 3 clocks of 6 that are locking down my shiz.
There sure are.
I need to roll some dice to make that go away, and we need to talk about how and if our lovely elderly lady friends might assist.
Yes, the Dimmer sisters. Yes.
And
Yeah, you spent a downtime action last time, just like chilling with them to get them to help you with that. So, it was
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're +3 with you, so they're like always available. Whenever you have a need, you just go and eat a cookie and drink tea, and they'll help you with no questions. I mean, not necessarily no questions asked, but you know what I mean. Like they have your best interests at heart, and they expect you to have the same for them. They don't currently have any pressing problems that they've needed your help with, but yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah. So, do you go by yourself? Do you take one of your new adepts? Did we talk about the adepts? Did we even mention that?
No, but I would love to set that up if that's okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I think that there is probably so like Oscar's been kind of studying the gang, and we mentioned this all the way back in episode 9 when we were crossing the bridge and whatnot, that there are certain people that are kind of like interested in this sort of stuff and have started kind of like paying attention to things that Oscar does. And what Oscar does is he kind of studies everyone that's interested, and maybe even some people that are like peripherally related to the gang. And there's probably just going to be some particular day that he essentially like leaves little notes for people, because that's like his new thing, right?
Of course.
But his little notes basically say like, meet me, and he gives these like weird directions that involve people like going into like the canals, the sewers, and going to some specific location. And essentially what he's doing is he's setting up like a puzzle that requires people to sort of like be able to like attune and stuff, like maybe filling like the courtways with halls and disorienting sounds and all sorts of things like that. Nothing too super like scary. Like he's not trying to kill people, but he's essentially forcing them to see like how they solve problems, how persistent they are. Because if they show up and they're just like fuck this shit, and they're out like Canter would be, then they don't get to do this.
Yeah, totally.
Not because I'm trying to be particularly elitist, but because the perseverance, the determination, and resolve, and I'm using that word very much like my Iron Will like stuff, the resolve necessary to be able to like withstand assaults on like psychic stuff requires at least some modicum of this. So yeah, I think what he does is he just basically waits in this like little area that he's prepared, where it's essentially going to be like his mystic dojo, if you will. And then when people show up, he's essentially going to tell them that, he's looking to create like a circle, a coven, whatever you want to call it. Like he comes up with some cool mysticky name term like that. And like anybody that's not interested can just pack their shit and leave, no harm done. He'll pay for their drinks for the rest of the night, because if they're like, oh man, I showed up and all I get to learn is magic powers, he'll just be like, buy yourself some drinks, have a nice evening, get the fuck out. But anybody that remains, definitely. He'll essentially ask them like a very simple series of questions. The two most notable of which are you working for any gangs other than the Bloodletters, and are you a spirit warden? And if he gets like knows to most of the basic shit, he's gonna essentially start training them. So there's this I want to just like showcase like a super quick montage. There's like in the TV show of the series, there's this set of cutaways because one showcases Oscar in his actual like noble getup. And what happens is he actually goes to the dueling academy and is practicing like some like basic sword moves. And there's some chump that's totally, like blocking his sword and throwing it away with like the greatest of ease. And Oscar's like all like frustrated and like trying to learn and everything. And the other one is a very similar scene. It's just there's somebody else that's like trying to make gestures at a candle, and Oscar's just like, and it like snaps out. And they're just like, well, it's easy if you make your hand and then it like snaps back on. He's like, again. And so like, it's just, there's, it showcases like him trying to face some like really scary ass swordsman adversary, and then like him pulling out a ghost and everybody just having to stand in its presence kind of stuff.
Nice.
So anybody that makes it through this testing in particular is going to get like a sweet ass hood and like a bone mask of a specific animal. Yeah. And
all right, cool. Yeah.
So that's our gang becoming adepts as well.
So you guys got an advance, and you spent it to. Are you adding a new cohort?
No, we're adding a type.
You're adding a type to your existing cohort, so that everyone in your cohort now are thugs, rooks, and adepts.
Yep.
Okay. Is that okay? That's what I thought.
I think with the idea that maybe not every single person is all of those, that like maybe Cyclops is still just a thug and a rook, and maybe Crooked is maybe like a thug and an adept.
That's fine. That's totally fair. But you can expect to have a cohort's worth of adepts when you need them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there may be some specific exceptions. And what did you spend the other?
On a vault.
A vault, right.
And I think what we said at the end of the last session was one of the deeds like has a actually was a place that we could like use as a safe house for storing this stuff, so that we're kind of like RC in her mind is slowly piecing together bits of property and whatnot, so that the Bloodletters are a little diversified. So if the they kick down our door and they, if the Bluecoats like kick down our door and raid our place, that they won't just have like a single stash house that where everything is. So we're kind of ferreting resources away in different parts of the city.
Yeah, one of the deeds was for the like an old office of the North Acaros company, which is it's like the West India Company in Duskwall.
North Acaros Company, yeah. So
and it's just this old abandoned office that's all on the edge of the canal there by the docks, and nice. It's a shithole. There's nothing in it, but when you go downstairs in the basement, there's like a bank vault door. Awesome. And it's just standing open, and all the safety deposit box type things are like leaning open with cobwebs and stuff. And you're like, hey, we can use this. This is perfect. It still works. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So anyway, Oscar, you do montage training, adept stuff. In all of these shots, it's like the first shot of the montage is Cricket like staring intently at a sewer rat in the canal and like watching it, and it's like walking down the edge over the water, like squeaking and going away, and she's staring and staring and staring, and you're like the bird mask. Are you in your noble guys, or are you in your bird mask?
No, I have a mask of my own, but okay. Yeah.
So you're behind her, and she's staring and staring and staring, and then the rat like stops short and like squeaks and turns around and locks its eyes with her, and there's like a little reflective glow in the eyes of the rat, and Cricket smiles, and you're like looming behind her. And then all the other montages, it's like you doing a thing and she's standing next to you and like like nodding, and like she passed her test and now she's like with you. Yeah, so you build a core of adepts within the gang. My first question is this just open knowledge? Like, does everyone know? This isn't a secret society or something.
I mean, sort of.
I mean, everyone in the gang. Does everyone in the gang know?
I don't think that it's open knowledge. So this is the first rule of Fight Club, where you're not supposed to talk about secret sewer sorcery.
Totally,
club.
Yeah. They all have black eyes and they're like, I don't know, I haven't been doing anything.
Right.
Like,
and,
yeah.
But the thing is that people are going to start noticing that there are certain people that will like make like weird little hand gestures at each other, and somebody will chuckle about it, or they'll wear like a necklace with like a little animal skull on it.
Totally.
So like it kind of becomes an in thing, particularly if like another gang starts an action and we show up and Oscar's in his like weird red getup with his mask and his arm on, and then like a bunch of dudes with like bone like animal skulls and like hoods up show up. Everyone's like, oh. But yeah.
Nice.
And I just want to showcase this just a tiny bit. I think that there's probably at least a couple of people where Oscar introduces them to Quellen. So there's some people that are going to be learning things down that line, and there are some certain people that I'm going to teach in Tempest, and there are certain advanced students, possibly Cricket, who might actually eventually get rituals and stuff. So like they're learning the even darker arts, so to speak.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. One of the montages is Quellen in her apartment with her tree growing, like showing everything growing on the tree and like pointing out all the various properties of the mushrooms and stuff. And they're all kind of like nodding, like way over their head. They're like, yeah, totally. Yeah. Mushrooms. Yeah. Cool.
You want to work on some of them projects?
Yeah. So what is this? What's the result?
This is just me explaining. I was just explaining how we're buying it.
The adept, yes, right.
But I mean, simply though, I think actually if Cricket's been around and she's had bad trips, I might actually take her vicing with me when I go to like the cool kids club and hang out with all of my super creepy weirdo friends.
Yeah.
There's going to be a vampires party, I'm sure.
I have a few things to tell you about that, and
you should do that, and then I'll click my dice thing.
Let's do the vicing, and I'll tell you things.
Should I roll dice?
Yeah. So for people who haven't seen this before, Oscar's vice is weird. There's a secret Duskfall dubstep ghost party that he goes to.
God, I love how even the parties you go to are dorky.
Yeah. It's this very esoteric, like nerdy rave kind of thing.
Have I compared your character to Jared Sorensen yet? I feel like I have.
Wow, that is perfect. I had not occurred to me. That is so good. That could not be better.
You're literally everybody at the goth party at Gen Con. So,
Jared, I love you. You are Oscar Skerlock. It's amazing. I never thought of it before. You are the living embodiment.
He's my spirit animal.
When you're in Seattle next time, we'll go to the Mercury. We'll have an Oscar night.
That sounds awesome.
So, yeah, holy crap. That's incredible. So yeah, the reconciled are ghosts that don't go crazy, and Oscar has a relationship with them kind of that at these parties. So yeah, so that's where we are. We're at this underground. It's down in the canals underground, and lit by flickering fairy fire dancing up the walls and ceiling, and there's all kinds of strange creatures in it that we don't really see. It's the Star Wars Cantina thing too, I guess. But you take Cricket with you this time, and yeah, she's totally game. She's not intimidated at all. She like wanders off and starts talking to a shadow in a corner somewhere with embers for eyes. It's like, I'm Cricket. Who are you? Just like completely.
I mean, I'll keep an eye on her to make sure that she doesn't get into too much trouble, and I'll introduce her to the people. But yeah,
Totally.
This is totally her evening too. I just want to make sure that she doesn't get into too much trouble.
Yeah.
Cool. Should I roll?
Roll your vice.
And my question 2 is: does Cricket count as a friend for this?
I don't think she does yet.
That's fine.
Let me. Yeah, no. She doesn't. She doesn't. Not yet. I have a clock for her, but not yet. 3.
All right, clear 3.
There are 2 interesting things at the Reconciled Club. One is that you are certain that you see Silver there at one point. And of course, when you like, it's like the movie thing where like she's passing in the crowd, you know, Jason Bourne style. You like see her and then it's like when she's like gone. And the other ghost that you recognize, who you've kind of seen there before, but like haven't ever really, they're just around, is an older gentleman who they look like kind of like Jonathan Frakes, like old Jonathan Frakes, kind of Commander Riker.
Got it. Nice. Yeah.
And they're turned, and the electroplasmic glow of their face, it clicks for you that it's Rorik, the former leader of the Crows. There's like something mystical has happened with you, where they've been around before, but since whatever happened with Hinner and Silver and all of this stuff, like that knowledge has like percolated in your brain, and it just sees on it when you see him. Like, that's Rorik. That must be him. You didn't know him when he was alive, but it just clicks for you when you see the Lissa's old boss, who supposedly she murdered, the guy who brokered the peace between the Lamplex and the Red Sashes, blah 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 blah. His body's been missing. Yeah, his body's been missing for months. Is he also
Born style gone, or is he a
No, he's there. Like, it's a social thing. What, like, you don't feel like you can just go talk to this person right now during your vice roll. You can do it.
That's fine.
You can follow up however you want. I'm just saying in this 1 second. It's a moment of recognition that he's always been here. This is where he always comes. This is his place.
Nice. So you know where to find him again in the future.
Yeah.
I you know what, I just want to seize on this super briefly, and I have 2 dots in consort, and I can totally consort with him, because and I can consort with spirits and demons because I have a cultist.
You can, yes.
But specifically what I want to do is I want to just broker some conversation with him, because what I'm trying to get from him is not any sort of like, hey, you should come and join our team, so much as I'm trying to get his perspective on Lissa and the Crows. Because clearly she killed him, but I'm trying to comprehend if he's salty about that, or if he's like, no, this was all part of some master plan kind of thing. I mean, this is neutral turf, right? Like, we can
yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm not fronting, I'm not trying to intimidate him or anything. That's against the rules of the club, so.
Are you concealing who you are and why you're asking? Are you being clever about that?
Yes, I am always clever.
Make a desperate consort roll.
That sounds like super fun. Let me get a free XP out of this.
So you walk up to talk to him. You wait for the right moment in the club, and he turns to like introduce himself or whatever. Hey, you're dressed as the bird.
No, I probably have different. I have club get up, but yeah.
Oh, so
I am not dressed myself. Specifically, my red persona, the red hand, as it were.
Can he see your face?
Is it standard for humans to wear spirit masks into this? Otherwise, yes.
It's very rude to wear a spirit mask in here, but some people do it.
I'm not wearing one. No, I'm not trying. This is this is neutral turf, and this is where everything that's illegal congregates. So I'm not wearing.
It's
my
like,
mask.
it's like, what would it be like? You go to the gun range to shoot with your friends, and you're wearing a bomb suit. You're like, hey, everybody, this will be fun, and everyone's like, who is this guy? If you go to the Ghost Club and you wear all your like protective gear, then people are like, what's your problem? Come on.
No.
Like narc.
Spirit charms and the demon banes outside. Right? No. This is more just for club going. It's like wearing an outfit, not wearing a costume.
Yeah. You're wearing like cool club clothes, whatever.
Yeah.
So he can see your face. So you like approach and he turns and it's desperate because the very first thing he looks at you and he says, Skurlock. Like he just looks at your face and he just knows immediately.
I don't actually have a problem with that. I have more of a problem with him associating me with my gang and all of its dealings, unless you just say that he knows it, in which case there's no problem.
That's part of the role. I'm just saying.
All right, let's put it on the roll and see what happens. Dice be kind.
Yep.
This is going to be.
It's consort. I think what I just said is a devil's bargain. Actually,
yeah?
he recognizes you as Oscar Skurlock. That's my devil's bargain.
And I have accepted it. That sounds like a great thing. I roll a 5.
All right. Desperate 5. Everybody loves Desperate 5s.
5s are great.
Let's look just for fun. Let's look it up in the rules, Adam. What does it say? Does anyone know?
Fucking cut that Dora the Explorer.
He was mimicking Luke Crane. So.
You do it, but there's a consequence.
Lawyer, no lawyering.
Severe harm.
Severe harm doesn't make sense. A serious complication occurs. That doesn't make sense. You can resist. You can resist this, but yeah. So you want to talk to him about Lissa killing him.
We're about to go face the crows, and I just kind of wanted to get a vibe from him to figure out.
What you learn during the conversation, and it's very like he's not a charming like wordsmith, but he ran the most powerful gang for most of his life, and he's one of those people that it's very hard to lever anything out of. It's not because he just stares at you and he's like, fuck off. Like he talks to you, but he's a viper. You know, he's just this really practiced, dominant person. And you find yourself like answering his questions and talking about what he wants to talk about, those kind of things. But it's a success with a 5. So you learn Lissa didn't kill him. When you push in that direction, he doesn't explain anything. He just dismisses that like as that's not true. He doesn't say like, no, this is what happened. He just sort of like scoffs at you like, pff, I can't believe you think that.
Is he lying?
No, he's telling the truth.
Okay, carry on.
The serious complication is that during this Rorik-led conversation, he learns from you that you're about to go meet with her. And in learning that, he will make a demand of you.
What's the demand? Yes, that checks out. I am not resisting. That sounds cool and interesting.
He wants you to go and get something from his apartment that is an obviously arcane object that has special significance to him and plant it in Lissa's office during the meeting.
Okay.
Yes, please, may I have it?
Faces like you're giving me devil's bargains, but this is a platter of cookies.
It's a complication. It's a complication. Plant something secretly in the gang boss's office without her knowing. That's a complication. Just because you want to do it doesn't mean it's not a complication.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. All right.
Does he have any? Does he have any advice or any insights into the crows?
No, he has. You have a very. You have the exact conversation that he wants to have, and you learn that he is absolutely positive that Lissa didn't kill him, and you don't learn anything else of interest from him. He's just completely controlling of the entire interaction, and then dismisses the conversation and leaves. Unless you want to push things real hard with him, you're able to get that bit of information from him. But yeah.
There is a question, which is is he still in touch and watching over the gang right now? That is the one question I definitely want an answer to. Because if he isn't, then there's no point in pushing him further. He's told me what he knows, and I'll take his item there. But if not,
you got a 5. He still cares about what happens to the gang.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. And then, can I just lightning round roll some dice for my sitar clocks? And you can let me know how the
Dimmer Sisters?
The Dimmer Sisters help, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like a montage. Like, we see you knock on their door, and they pull back the lace curtain. One of the elderly sisters greets you warmly and takes you back into the parlor, and you have tea and cakes. And then we cut to, like, poling with a gondola through the underground canals to the ritually appointed spots that you discovered before. And now the kindly old women are wearing these. They're wearing like
Whispers have garb.
They're kind of like burqas, sort of. They're these but the English Victorian version, like the veil and dress that covers the whole body in one big shape.
Sisters, like a funereal garb.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to a funeral, but they're just like completely covered in these black satin and cotton dresses with veils that cover their feet. Their faces, their heads just look like these, like, they look like ring wraiths or something, but with lace and
Whispers got garb.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, we go from tea and cakes to that, like in the dripping underground, lit by candles, and you're like you're depositing them around the different places, and then you're all gonna like do a thing to weaken the. Yeah, so it's like the chanting music cuts in, and it's echoing through the halls, and they're no joke. Like it's one sister per thing. It's not like they all need to be together. They're alone in each three of them in these spaces under the city where the ward is in place, and you guys do it together. You attune to each other.
Nice.
Do you bring any of the crew? Good question. Your new adepts, because they can help you with a group action.
They totally can.
Yeah.
They're quality 2 adepts, right?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're quality 2, and you added adepts to them, so yeah.
Check.
Yep.
All right then.
Now, because you didn't add another cohort, like that's what the gang's doing. So like they go and help you do that. There's not like 2 different groups of gang members.
Right.
So,
I can't now take the gang to go do some other thing.
I mean, maybe you can, depending on the timing, but yeah, they're helping you out. So I will roll for them.
I will roll for me.
And I will roll for the Dimmer Sisters as well. So this is the gang. Man, I am on fire tonight.
Nice work.
Dimmer Sisters. Okay.
Don't cause stress.
No stress. No stress. And a 6 from the gang. Yeah. So I think what happens is how many ticks is that? You get 3 on your long-term project.
Yep.
Three. Yep. 3. That's right. Yeah, I think what happens is the Dimmer Sisters and you like face the Spirit Warden's power, and it's really intense. And we cut across between the 4 of you, like above on the ceiling of the canal, like the ward manifests in this glowing rune writing, whatever that you can see in the ghost field. It appears, and all of you like attune together and then press against the Spirit Warden's power, and it's like a stalemate. Like it's really powerful magic, ancient sorcery, and the 4 of you, the 4 trained whispers, are like, ah, like all you can do is like hold the weight, and the new adepts kind of look back and forth nervously where you are in the thing, and they like hold hands and they close their eyes and they all kind of go, and they like try to attune with you, and it's just enough. Like you take all the weight, and then they kind of like push a little. That's just beyond the threshold, and that starts to weaken, and then everyone collapses from the strain.
Heavy.
Yeah. So 3 ticks. I assume you just put it on one of the clocks.
Is that how we're doing this?
I mean, you can spread it around if you want to.
No, it's fine. The
but,
reason I was asking is I may dip my hand into some of our coin and basically just do some rapid fire rolling.
Yeah, that's fine if you want to just like
a cool cinematic, but I kind of want to do it to all 3 clocks so that we actually make progress on everything. If
sure.
That's possible.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Do we want to just re-roll real quick for the?
Yeah.
Sean, I'm gonna steal 2 coin from the.
Cool. I'll take it out.
Coffers.
Yep. No problem.
The gang, not so good. Dimmer Sisters, 6.
We take the 6.
No stress. Nice. 3 more.
And then I'm gonna do it one more time. So if you want to re-roll your thing, I will do mine.
I don't help you this time, really, but I don't hurt you either. So 2.
All right.
So you got 3, 3. So you didn't finish any of them. You did 3, 3, and 2 on the respective clocks.
Yeah. And
I think that was the plan, right? Like you don't want them to know ahead of time that one of them has gone down, right?
Right.
So you want to kind of spread it out.
Because what I'm doing is actually not destroying the ritual.
No, you're making it possible to bypass
I'm
it.
weaving a thread through it, and like I was mentioning, they have the invocation. I just add a runic comma, which changes the meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So like, Oxford comma means a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's it.
Is it the Oscar comma? Sorry.
All right. I think I'm good, unless I want to dump a shit ton more cash at it. Although I have everyone here, this might be the time.
I mean, 3 more coin, and you're likely to finish it off. And you have your own personal. Like I marked out for crew, but you know.
So I know, Sean, you spent all our money. I'm going to spend some of our money too. I think
Go for it.
I think I'm going to use one more. That's screw it. I'm taking 2 more gang coin and 1 of my personal coin.
Cool.
John, do you want to do this with me?
Yeah, let's do it. We're here.
Gang coin is down to 2.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put that on the 2 clock if that's okay, just to make it even.
That's the adepts. They are getting shit done.
Actually, they finished that clock for me.
Yeah.
Go adepts, go.
Crit with that's 5.
Yeah. So that takes the 2 clock filled. Yeah.
I mean, I'll roll, but I don't.
Yeah, go ahead. But I mean,
I'm not giving myself stress. Oh man, we just rocked it. We just rocked it.
Killed it. Yeah. So I think what happens is like, it's the same thing. Like instead of everyone collapsing, like I said, like the strain of it, you and the Dimmer Sisters are able to just like take on the power of the Spirit Wardens, and the adepts just wedge and wedge and wedge with their newfound abilities, that it's only like 1%, but you have 100% of the Spirit Wardens blocked, so that 1% just chisels its way through their defenses.
Nice.
Question of sticking it out. All right,
Yeah.
round 2.
Oh, that's a stress.
It's okay. I'll take. That's okay. That's okay.
And
They've done their
4.
share.
Oh, Dimmer Sisters pull it.
Yep, that's clock 2 finished. And I will take my 1 stress. So I'm
Oh
at
no,
5.
wait, sorry, the Dimmer Sisters don't pull
They
it.
got a 4. They got a 4.
They got a 4. I saw the total 6.
Yeah, the total. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then-
that's only 2 ticks. So you're gonna have to spend another coin to bump that up.
That's cool. I will spend the coin.
All
And then let's do the last one, John. Here we go. You
Is
ready?
that your coin or
I
coupon?
spent it for me. We're good.
last one. Boom. Adept 6.
So let's see if
Dimmer
I take a
Sisters
stress.
6.
Dimmers, no, we rock it. It's done.
So I think the coin is drugs for the adepts. They get to a point where like they just can't go on anymore, and you've planned for this, and so you're just like, I have bought all of these things to change to mind altering substances. And they're just like,
Cricket. Stop
Okay.
working unless it's important. Let's do it.
Don't
yeah.
notice unless like we're working, and then like definitely take a lot of
Yeah,
notice.
you have like 3 or 4 coin worth of drugs that you drop out on the canal dock, and they're just like, okay, and they get wasted.
Is it Quicksilver, I think, does it?
Yeah, Quicksilver's the worst. Like that's the hardcore magician shit. That's actually poison, but it works real well for the tuning. So yeah,
All right, I
the
think
next
that's
day, all the gang has like their lips are black, and they have their veins around their mouths are like showing red through their skin, and their eyes are all sunken and dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do it. You spend a bunch of money and time, and you weaken the Spirit Warden's wards so that you can slip through at some future date.
Can I don't actually know how to do it on the sheet, but when you're done with clocks, can you put them away?
I don't think there's a thing on there for that right now. You just fill
Okay,
them, and
that's
they're just filled.
Oh no, I totally got
Can you
it.
modify?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like a pause.
you can
Trash.
delete them, but you can't like send them to finished or something like that.
No, that's fine. They're complete. The point was that I didn't have a thing, and now I have a thing. So
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Nice
Check that coin.
work.
Awesome. I have one more downtime action, and unless you guys object to it, want to spend it meeting with Bajo. If there's time, I feel like we've kind of been playing with time here about
Fast forward, flip back. We'll be all right.
yeah, but I mean, in terms of the time, like, dude comes to our place in the morning. We go pretty much first thing and interrogate Henner. Can RC get a meeting with Bajo that same day?
Yes, he is your friend. He still trusts you and is willing to meet with you guys at a moment's notice.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of time, I think we maybe should take a break before we do that, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
And then we can do the Bajo meeting.
Cool.
Is that cool? Let's do it. All right. We will be back for the meeting with Bajo Baz in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Nice.
When I do the right thing. All right, we'll be back in a minute.